Welcome to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers in their ministry. This is Victor, your music mentor. Join me as I talk to artists, producers, and music professionals about their success, frustrations, and triumphs as it relates to the music industry. If you would like more information about the Jumpstart initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Welcome to the podcast. What was the first concert experience that moved you? What made it special? What particular elements caught your attention? Why do you feel that way? You feel that way because of the energy that they are projecting to you. The goal of the presentation is to connect with the audience, generate energy. The music is just a medium. And as an artist, you need to be so in the moment and so self-expressed that you perform with complete abandon. As long as you're holding on to something, there will always be a barrier between you and the people you want to connect to. So how do you remove performance barriers? Number one, stand for something greater than yourself, your purpose, your why. Number two, have confidence in your message. You were created to deliver it. Be confident in the gift God gave to you because he was confident when he gave it to you. Number three, always be enthusiastic. Make sure you have genuine joy and passion when telling your message. Number four, focus on who you're speaking to. Talk to your audience. Number five, always maintain eye contact. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Evaluating yourself regularly. You know, there was a band called Youve. These guys are always topping the charts. Why? Well, people say that their performances are like religious experiences. Crazy, huh? So let me tell you what sets them apart. They evaluate. They constantly evaluate themselves. Years ago, they were the laughing stock of the industry because they kept videotaping their performances. But it's a wonder how even until today, they are still on top of the charts consistently. And even now, those guys are still evaluating and reevaluating their performances. So how do you evaluate yourself? There are 9 things you need to focus on when you evaluate yourself. Number one, center yourself. What are you doing to come from a grounded and centered place? How can you connect with others if you're not connected with yourself? Center yourself. Go to a quiet place to think, pray, and focus on why you're there. Number two, set the stage. What are you doing to create anticipation before you even step on the stage? It could be an instrumental, a cappella, or something creative. Use it to create the atmosphere before you really get into what you're doing there. Nothing drawn out, but something simple and effective. Number three, presence. Performing with abandon. How in the moment and freely expressed are you? What are your natural movements like? Are you giving your all at every moment? People should be locked into what you are doing and saying throughout the whole presentation. Number four, eye contact. Remember, you're not performing to a group. You're performing to individuals in the group. So how's your eye contact with all of the individuals in the room? Make sure to try and make a personal connection with everyone individually. And if you can't see anything, connect with different areas in the room. But your focus should be to give personal attention to every individual. Number five, external focus. How are you projecting and receiving energy? It varies depending on the song. You should be externally focused 85% of the time. Some intimate songs require internal focus, but you should be giving all of your energy to the audience. You do that, and they will give you all of theirs in return. Number six, vocal quality. Are you doing a complete vocal warm-up and taking care of your instrument? Just like artists who play regular instruments, vocalists have to think of their voice exactly like that instrument. Yes, practice makes perfect, but perfect practice makes permanent. Practice endurance. If you're trying to go to the next level, you're going to have to perform stronger, longer. Number seven, song transition. So what are you saying? What's going on in between the songs to have an experience be fluid and cohesive? Your energy should never fall. So you got to figure out beforehand how you want to frame your songs for people to receive it. And at the end of the day, remember, you are creating an experience. So your transition should not take forever. If they do, you will lose your crowd every time. It should not take you forever to get from song A to song B. Everything you do from the moment you walk on stage till you get off should be a fluid experience. Number 8, personal style. Your look is making a statement. Now, is it appropriate enough for that particular venue? People look at your style and judge if they want to hear you from the moment you walk into a room or even on stage. So what's your outfit saying? Is it attracting or repelling the audience? Does it match what you're giving to the people from the stage? And number 9, quality of overall connection. Did you achieve what you set out to achieve when you got out of your vehicle? Are you completely satisfied with the way that you presented your message? Look at the presentation as if you were in the audience. Not focus on the mistakes, but the quality of your presentation. Was your message received as if you were trying to connect with you? Enjoy the second part of this Jumpstart Podcast conversation with recording artist Carlos Vaughn.
There's so much talent out here, man. There's so many gifts out here, man. And if you don't use it, bro, eventually it'll diminish or it'll hide itself. You know, man. And the thing we got to be focused. That's the thing that I'm standing on right now. The opposition to focus is distraction. And you got so many distractions that's going on out here right now, man. But I love what you're doing because you pretty much doing something that I had in my heart, man. Basically, with the little post-production studio that I had, I wanted it to be able where I can move it around to help artists get from a place I used to be. Recording your song, listen to it in your car with your friends. Right. Okay, let's take it from listening to your car with your friends to putting it on a disc, marketing it, get your album cover or something like that, with being cost effective with it. But man, I know the greatness because, to be honest, out of everything we talk about, my biggest frustration is this. We got some even greater gifts and talents than the world have. And you see them they glorifying that stuff and they just making so much. It's frustrating sometimes when you have to struggle a little. Yeah. You know, it's like, man, it's just coming to them so easy, but it says that the world loves its own. And so you got to look at some things are different. You know, I try. My whole thing was this. Maybe sometimes it hurt me at times, but I always look at things from another angle. It might come to me, I'm like, man, it's messed up. And then I look at it from another angle, like, you got to do it. You got to move. And I realize this too. Man, you got to move. Right. Because I look at myself, even where I'm at, you can sit here and I look at myself sitting in the same place, listening to the same person, tell me the same thing every week. I came to the realization that if I don't move, if I don't put forth effort, if I don't do this, right, it's not going to happen no matter what nobody's sitting here telling me. Man, there's a scripture, bro, that stood out to me. Abraham was saying to Sarah, bro, about his concubine or Hagar. Hagar. She said, look, you got to get out of here. and Abraham told her, said, your slave is in your hand. And that day, when they said that scripture, I just looked at my hand. It's like, your slave is in your hand. Whatever you put your hands to, it's going to work. Wow. It's going to work for you, man. And so I just looked at my hands a whole nother way because with all of this stuff, with the court system and stuff, I looked at my fingertips. They identify you. A lot of people, artists or whatever, you got to learn your identity, man. I look at them like, man, you can tell my identity from a fingerprint. So your hands, bro. Yeah. It's a lot that your hands can do. And a lot of people just ain't putting their hands to it. That's what it is. It's the effort. It's the effort, bro. It's effort, man. You know, I tell people all the time, if my neighbor doesn't know who you are, you are not working hard enough. Right. If your neighbor don't know who you are, you really? Why? And you're upset that somebody didn't come to your event that you just posted on Facebook that really ain't getting the reach that you think is getting. But your own neighbor, you didn't invite, you didn't talk to. You know what I'm saying? You call yourself a minister of the gospel and doing this and trying to reach the world. The Bible says that this is the Great Commission. He says, go. That's the first words. You know what I'm saying? But we expecting people to come to us. Right. I'm putting this event together or whatever. But at what point are you going? Right. You know what I'm saying? But you wanna take your home base and put it somewhere else
and expect people to come to that, you have lost the essence of what the Great Commission is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Jesus didn't set up a cathedral everywhere he went. Right. You know what I'm saying? And expect people to come. No, he went to them. Right. The guy that the pool of Bethesda. When the guy was crippled. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he establish an event there? No, he went to one guy and was just like, "What do you want? What you want me to do?" Right. Well, like, where is that in your ministry? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that? We want to see signs and wonders, but we're not even putting ourselves in position for that to even happen. We're just trying to put on concerts and worship nights and stuff. I'm not knocking that stuff, but that's not what this is for. And so I get frustrated because of that type of stuff. I don't see what we used to do. We used to see healings. We used to see like passing out flyers and praying for people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Putting up posters and talking to folks while we out there.
Right. Man, I honestly believe, man, it's going to be somebody that see we're consistent with it, the good in what we're doing, because my whole career, it was somebody invested in me. They invested in me because they saw something in me and they saw what they can make off of. But it's going to be somebody, man, that's going to see and invest. And I just believe that the investment going to come because really right now, man, what I got to do personally, I can't do it myself. And so I have to be around people who are doing something and doing some things. And, you know, like I said, man, on my way here was a big thing. I know I got to get with you. Like, seriously, on some stuff, whether it's putting something, you know, not saying throwing what I have out the window, but actually just being there to be a help with whatever, you know, that's going forward. Because, man, you got to think about it. I looked at time.
Yeah.
I looked at time, man. It was on me heavy the other day about time, and I was like, man, I wrote now it's the time, man, you know, with whatever, because we say stuff, man, I ain't got time for that. But you don't want time to not do nothing. You know, and when you look at it, I look at it all the time. I'm like, man, it's not going backwards. Right. You know, you hear the phrases and God can redeem the time in the scriptures. I'm like, okay, what is redeeming the time? But I believe it is doing the thing that God told you to do first. Right. That you procrastinated on. Even if you get fired from a job for oversleeping, you can still be rehired as a new hire with years of experience. Wow, that's true. You know, and so it's no, this guy I work for told me, he said, I don't pay you for what you do, I pay you for what you know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all, you know, but it's like, because there's a lot of things that I have with my business now that he was trying to put me in a position. And the first thing we do, man, sometimes on the job is like, he ain't paying me for this. Yeah. Like, that ain't my job. Right. But if I had did what he asked me to do, now that I see, because I started my business doing this, I just should have been humble and did it. But we just got to do a self-evaluation, a self-assessment on ourselves when we do it, because that's the biggest thing that's going on with me right now is self-assessment, readjusting, because it's too much at stake, man. You know, the loss of focus, right? Because of distraction, because there's so many distractions, man. It could be from a tablet or a computer or work, family, everything. Yeah. You know, I had got to the point, man, where I started blaming family. You know, I was like, man, y'all took all my time. I can't do nothing no more. I can't even write a song. You know, but I can't blame. Man, Doc No told me this. He said, Carlos, I hear what you're saying. He said, but you got to think about time. He said, if a person give you 5 minutes or 6 minutes, 10 minutes on stage, that's a lot of time to say a lot. Yeah. So if you just take 30 minutes a day and set that aside to do what you're supposed to do, you can accomplish a lot. Yeah. So we really got to be managers, bro. Good managers of our time and everything, bro. You know, and man, I like what you're doing here, bro, because you're being you're a good manager, man. You know, being a good manager with it, bro, and it's showing. You know, and that attracts, because it attracts You know what I'm saying? It attracts, bro.
You know, I heard one of my internet mentors. Don't miss that. One of my internet mentors. I was listening to something he said. He said, take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of the opportunity.
That's good stuff.
Because it's fleeting. It's fleeting. Like as soon as it comes, that hourglass is flipped over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So whatever your hands find to do, the Bible talks about that. Whatever your hands find to do it. Do it. You know? And so this is one of the ways that, you know, we're doing it. And the biggest thing is that your experience and everything that you have as far as your knowledge and everything, your musical knowledge, all of that life experience, somebody needs to hear this stuff.
Yeah.
This is something that's going to jumpstart their career.
Right.
Just from this, from us talking right now. What do you use? Because I know you were talking about growing as a person. What do you use as something that you grow intellectually?
Man, I use all aspects. When I use work, I use everything because I don't look at everything the same. It's always from a spiritual aspect. I look at it as it's something that's helping me, or I see something in it spiritual.
Yeah.
And I would say, another guy, Dr. Miles Monroe. Man.
Oh yeah.
I always get back because, bro, his teachings. I mean, they help me.
Yeah.
And so, but that word, a lot of things too, man. With my kids, you know, when I look at them. And I see the stuff that they learn, and it's like, okay, I got to be an example, you know, for the go for me. To hear them singing words to my song that's strictly word in it. And this stuff on the radio, they're like, man, he picked that up. I got to keep doing what I'm doing because I got to keep them flooded with this.
Right.
And you know, but, man, the thing that keep me going, to be honest, man, is getting back into the presence. You know, I have this song called Getting Back to You. I just want to get back to you.
Yeah.
I just want to be back in the presence of God because that's a place. Not saying that I'm so far out of the presence, but it's a difference to when you was there, like right there. Just you know, it's and sometimes life, our jobs, and family, and just different things. You know, the elements, bro, it'll push you back, and you be like, man, you know, you're trying to do all this work. And really all you want to do is sit at his feet and get it, and, you know, and just in that feeling, man, you know, it's different talking to somebody on the phone. You can say a lot of stuff over the phone, man, but when you face to face, when I'm in your presence, it's different. Right. You know, and the same thing with God, man, we do a lot of talking, but man, I just want to be in your presence. A lot of people was in his presence, or he made his presence felt. Yeah. It'll be serious.
But you know what? I think that's what's another thing that's missing too for recording artists is their presence.
Presence, man.
You know, just the actual connection with whoever they're trying to reach. I mean, think about it. You want to, let's say you're a hero. Would you rather get a text from them or them to actually talk to you?
Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Man, one of the things this guy with the first record label I had told me, he said, man, I'm going to tell you this. I said, I see you having fun. He said, but when business come into place, it's not going to be as much fun. And I couldn't grip that for nothing in the world, but I understand what he's saying now. But I beg to differ. It can be fun, because see, man, when we used to record, it was like, everybody like was there. It's just, this was life, man. I'm here all the time. And now it's so many things that's pulling you away from it where you can't vibe. I don't even hear that word no more. Man, we was just in there vibing, man. You know, we were vibing to some track. And everybody on the same page. Or you start something and somebody put something else into it, and you know, and that's like fellowship. You know, man, we have to. Man, Miles Monroe, bro, my motivation is heaven, man. Because he was saying this. He's like, as the church, we've been teaching people how to get to heaven when God has already put us in position to occupy the earth with heaven.
Wow.
Because he says that in the model prayer that he said, on earth as it is in heaven. And so we sitting here teaching people, man, and saying all this song, oh man, about preparing for heaven when God got us in position to occupy the earth with heaven. I think we just got to get back to that. You know, I want to do a lot, man. Sometimes you look at finances and you look at, you know, just things to make it happen because you're trying to figure it out. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now, man. Like, I got to get out of it, trying to be so logical.
I know it feels right to want to analyze things, make sure things are perfect. When the Bible says just to go, just do
to
it.
Go. Yeah,
you know, entrepreneurship is just jumping off a cliff and building a plane on the way down.
On the way down.
You know what I'm saying?
On the way
But you got to jump first. Steve Harvey talked about that.
Yeah.
You know, when you want to make a change, you want to do something that you really want to, that you know you're supposed to be doing, just go ahead and just jump off into it.
Do it.
It's going to work itself out. I'm a living example of that. I quit my job 2 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just jumped. I was like, you know what? God gonna catch me. And believe me, it ain't been easy because I've been hitting rocks on the way down. I've been getting skin. I mean, but I definitely can feel God, you know, turning it around, you know, turning everything around. But you just got to jump and just start.
You got to jump, man. You know? That jump and the leap. Man, I realized this, bro. Leaping and jumping is totally different from just hopping. Man, we say these phrases all the time, man. You never learn how to swim unless you jump in the water.
Right.
I don't do water well. You know what I'm saying? But
you're not supposed to jump in the deep end.
Yeah, in the deep end. Yeah, I don't do water well, man. But we got to realize that we got life support. We got life jacket. Because if we clothe in Christ, man, we can. Man, I was running, and this one thing that I had to get out of the mindset. You know, dealing with racing and running. I was running around the lakes one day, man, and I said, then, you know, the enemy done tricked us because everybody want to get to this certain status. I'm talking about success.
Right.
And I used to say it all the time, man, I'm in the lap of luxury. I made it to the lap of luxury. But after running that day, it made me realize that the enemy has tricked us into believing that this particular lap, because in certain races, that particular laps, there's a certain amount of laps you got to run. Circles you have to run, and really the starting line is the finish line. But this lap of luxury, I was like, I never looked at it like that. A lot of us mistake this lap of luxury for the finish line. Because when you get to this lap, first thing when a person in the lap of luxury, they say, I'm made. I'm here.
Wow, you comfortable.
Yeah, I'm there. And so you got a lot of these rappers right now and artists that's in the lap of luxury. They got it, all this stuff. But it ain't the finish line.
Wow. You know what? And this is the crazy part about it. There is no finish line. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, when you finish when you die.
Right.
So you're always running. You know, you always running. So why are we chilling, jogging, and some people just stop. Because, man,
you think about it, when some people get to the hunger that I had, and I see with some other artists, the hunger that they had when they first started.
Yeah.
Once they get what their main objective was, that hunger ain't there like that.
Right.
They just do anything.
Right.
Say anything.
Well, they've achieved what they set out to do. And if your achievement, if what you setting out to do is a release party, guess what happens after that release party? Nothing. And I see it so many times. Like, for real. I mean, like, you put so much onus on the release party.
Yeah.
But you don't have a plan what's going to happen after that. So you work all this time to, you know, make sure that, you know, you prepare for the marathon. You know what I'm saying? You work out, you do whatever you got to do. You got your outfit right, you got your mind right and everything. As soon as you get to the start of the marathon, the gun goes off, pow, and you don't move nowhere. Or you take a couple steps and stop.
You ain't running.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, bro. I think
but I see it so many times.
We got a space. I mean, we need to be develop a system and have fellowship, but at the same time, we need spacing too. Mm-hmm. Because one thing that I saw, even with some of the work I do at turnarounds, there's a lot of skilled people in an area, and it's congested. And then when you look at it like that, man, when you in an area where you got so many people doing the same thing, it's hard.
Yeah.
Unless you just got a major following, a support group behind you, but when you got everybody in this area, okay, this person just released a CD. Oh man, I'm having support, man. And this person right after this, so it's so many.
It's like a saturation of the.
Baton Rouge is flooded with talent. They got a lot of talent out here, and it's all across the board. But when I was started doing music, this was the hardest place to break a record.
Yes, indeed. This was like what 15 years ago or something like that?
It was hard, man, because the like I said, the attention spans, like something can be hot this week and next week, it's gone. And I had to do a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't have to do now, because we had to deal with the metropolitan cities. We had to deal with New Orleans and Shreveport, Lafayette, and New Orleans had their own sound. So it was almost like, no matter how good it is, you can't bring that here. When you look at it, but I think, man, I understand how God works. I'm trying to. But we have to develop a system, because when you look at everything else that's operating in the earth, they have systems. They got the criminal justice system. Even your body got a system, digestive, reproductive. And we got to develop a system, man. And we got to start strengthening in numbers. Because if we don't take it serious, and that was one of my first things, like, if you don't take yourself serious, nobody else will. Or if you don't place a value on yourself, then somebody else will.
Right. But it'll be towards what they want. Yeah. And
that's what you deal with, because the stuff come in the picture, even with doing gospel, the humbleness on it, man, you humble, and people can play on that.
Right.
I felt like that at times where it was played on, like, oh man, he gonna do it because he a man of God, or you're not gonna do this,
Right.
And I'm looking at it like, man, it'll been times, I had partners that I talked to, it's like, man, I have to go home and look at my kids that's sitting at a table and need food.
Right.
And they want to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you got to look at it from all aspects of it, man. If you're going to be genuine with it and do it, man, it's been a slap in my face a couple times, bro, where I've been on stage with some people. And I have, I got my contracts and everything, riders agreement, everything together.
Right.
And I'm on the stage with a group. I'm gonna put it out there like that. I'm on the stage with a quartet group.
Yeah.
Okay. Same ticket. And I'm doing gospel rap. Now when I do my stuff, I send my information. This is a phrase that just crushed me every time. That's not in our budget. And I was like, it's not in your budget.
But you knew.
But this quartet group that's coming, or this singing group,
right?
They're in the budget.
They're in the budget.
But I'm not in the budget, and it hurt. It was hurtful, because anytime that it's more lenient on that end, it almost seemed like it's more catered toward worldly. Because you can have it set up right, man. But it's all about the people, the management too that you have in place.
That's my point.
Yeah,
and remember we were talking before about structure.
Yeah.
Certain people have their ministry structured the way that it's supposed to be, and so you can't get mad at somebody else taking advantage of you because you don't have your stuff together.
You're right. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not saying that don't do anything for free or whatever. Right. Because you got to give. Yeah. But at the same time, you got to put yourself in a position to not be taken advantage of.
And I got a question. Do you think this? Is it a difference with starting that at the beginning or versus in the middle? Just say if you started okay, well, no problem. I'll do this for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this. That's no problem. I can come. And now you institute that. It's like, it's a big adjustment for people because it's like, you didn't come like this in the beginning.
Well, this is the thing. What is your purpose and what is your goal? What is your primary focus? Is it money?
It's good.
Or is it ministry?
That's good.
Because sometimes, I mean, I've seen Lecrae do free stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen he came down here a few times free.
Free.
You know, but I've seen Lecrae get, I know he has a system or whatever.
Right.
So you have to literally follow what God is telling you to do.
Exactly.
But at the same time, don't blame God when your situation is not the way that it's supposed to be. When your business is not the way that it's supposed to be. When God demands excellence. He demands order. He demands a system. Think about what he did with Noah. He told Noah, this is what I want you to do.
Right.
Exactly, specs, everything for the ark. Because when the flood comes, when the harvest comes, he specifically designed Noah's ministry for the harvest. Why do you think that he's not doing that for you?
It's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to take time and listen and work and try to get it done. It didn't take Noah 3 days to, build the ark. It took him some time.
It took some time, bro.
And God knew that. So he gives you time to get your stuff and get yourself in order. You just have to take the time, take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And he's giving you an opportunity to get yourself together because he knows once you get yourself together, you're going to be getting to rise over the flood of folks that didn't.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, man. Get my pad out, man. Take some notes. Yeah, preaching.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep you.
Hey, bro, that's good stuff, though, man.
But at the end of all of this, we do some rapid fire questions. I'm gonna kind of briefly go through this stuff with you and everything. You game for something like that?
That's cool.
All right, so let's say you're stranded on a desert island, and you could have one thing, just one thing on the island with you to keep you company, or you know what I'm saying, to pass the time. Like what would that be?
Wi-Fi.
And a computer.
Yeah. No,
That's true though.
I ain't got put on. Is it one thing?
Yeah, just one thing.
You know what my typical answer would be.
I know, it's that word, man.
Yeah, but I would say, man, my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer. Yeah. Safe answer.
Yeah.
Let me move on. So if you would have no constraints with money, time, location, anything, what would your perfect day look like?
Man, I would be giving, man. I'd be blessing some people, man. I really would be blessing some people. And I say that because I said that once when I came across them.
Yeah.
But when it's in your hands in that amount, stuff changes. You tend to forget what you said you were going to do. But I would honestly, man, just make some other people's life better. But it'll be some stipulations. There's going to be some attachments to it,
Right.
And yeah, that's what I do, man. I bless a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Not like some people say they're going to do, like have to make somebody work for you to try to get it or do it. I'm talking about just genuinely, like, man, look, it's you.
Yeah.
And just mess their mindset up.
Yeah.
It's from God.
Yeah, as a day.
Yeah.
So if you could go back and give your younger self advice, what would you say?
Man, boy, that'll be a crucial one. Boy, that's a lot of advice I give myself, man. Wow.
Stay home.
Slow down. Stay home. Go to church. Chill out, man. Stay out the street. Don't. I would have stayed in college. That's one of the things I said. And I had a professor tell me that. He said, man, because I left for a summer job. He's like, man, it's going to be hard to come back. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just working for the summer and I'm going to come back. And that's how all of this rap stuff started.
Wow. Changed the whole course of your life.
Yeah, because actually my work study really paid me more than the job I went to work for. So I got 2 years in there. But I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah. One day you're gonna finish it.
That's the advice I would have given myself, though, man.
Stay in school.
Stay in school and get it, because I did all of that to go there.
Yeah.
That was one of my folks. Like, everybody, it's a big thing, man. Go to college. It was a big thing for my mom. First son to go and be accepted. You know what I'm talking about? And like that material, money stuff came into play, man.
Right.
Like, I chased it.
Yeah.
And, I'm an example of, when you chase it, you can get it. But if you don't manage it, when you get it,
you gotta you gotta learn how to keep it.
You gotta learn it.
Gotta learn how to keep it.
Yeah. So, but life been taught me, man, how to do a lot of managing.
Right.
I'm doing a lot of managing now.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, I'm doing it. Man, wherever I can save, I'm doing it. I ain't trying to be all flamboyant and all, I'm saved, man. I'm a barber now. I'm everything now. The inflation, bro. Prices go up on everything. You gonna learn some stuff. Oh, it's high, man. If I learn how to make that, I'll be the making something. But I never thought, bro, I'd be sitting here talking about stuff like that when I was so young.
I know, man.
Doing this stuff and like I ain't have a care to worry about.
Right.
Nothing, man. But now, and it's crazy, that those same people that I used to look at like, man, you old dude talking all this stuff. I'm that person now.
Right.
But it's fun.
Well, how can people get in contact with you?
You can contact me via email, ChristLikeMusic, LLC@gmail.com. Hit me on the gram. 100 grams of Carlos Vaughn. I'm kind of, not too much in social media, on the Facebook. I'm on there, but I'm on and off. But man, if you want to contact me, the email contact would be the best way to get me, and that's ChristLikeMusic, LLC@gmail.com.
Man, bro, it has been a pleasure.
Oh, man.
Pleasure talking to you,
man. You already know, man.
This family right
yes,
here.
Sir. Yeah.
So, parting piece of advice that you would give artists right now, real quick.
Man, well, if you're with a person like Victor Smith, you're in the right place. But be passionate and be focused with what you're doing, and just let your creativity come out. Just gotta be real with it. Have something to say.
Yeah, substance.
Substance to minister to people. Because don't just go with the trend and just saying what everybody else say. No, say something that can change a person's life. Because if you got the privilege to be behind the microphone and to say this stuff, you gotta realize all the ears it's gonna be, going inside of. And my biggest thing, man, look at yourself as being nationwide. I'm gonna be worldwide.
Come on now.
Be a nationwide artist. Anybody.
Nationwide.
Yeah, you gotta think like that. This guy Bilo told me, one time we went to him, he said, we wait so long for somebody to tell us or give us approval that we nationwide, but now you got the worldwide web. So once you release through that the proper way, because we had to do this distribution companies and stuff back then, now you can do that on the internet, but the internet is the world wide web, meaning that the entire world have access to it. So you sitting here waiting for somebody to tell you, oh man, I'm nationwide. Well, once you release through that area, you are nationwide.
Right.
So go with that mindset and do something to speak to the nations. Man, be different. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Right now, I just said this, man. The way it is right now with secular, you cannot make a dumb song. You cannot make a bad song right now.
Yeah.
Because of what it's all bad. Man, when you get on the song and you mumbling and you not saying that, when I can't understand you.
Right.
bro, it's bad. It's bad, bro. So, yeah, but
not gonna step on those toes.
Yeah,
but I have to get you back on, man.
Oh man, I love it, bro. I'm glad to be here, man. Glad you have me.
Oh, no problem, man. We're gonna link up again, man.
Oh man, all the time.
This is Victor Smith, your music mentor, saying jumpstart your city by jumpstarting your career and your ministry, and let us show you how. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers and their ministry. This has been Victor, your music mentor. And if you would like more information about the Jumpstart Initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Thank you for listening.